Hey everyone, my name is Derek Hines, and I am a partner here at Gaddis Premier Wealth Advisors. And today we've got Mark Meeks, the Mark Meeks, and he is the owner. Are you and Kelsey co-owners?
Yes.
Okay, so he's the co-owner with his wife Kelsey at Redline Functional Fitness, and he also has a program called Fit Over 40. So thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thank you. And I just go for one. I don't want to freak you out. Just one rep.
Yeah.
And she was pretty tired, and so she got underneath it and bam, did one rep. It was difficult. I mean, she could have done 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean, she might have got all 5. You never know.
Yeah.
And then I look at Carol. She was right behind her. And I go, you ever? She goes, I'm going to hit that bar next. I go, you ever done 125? She goes, no. I said, you will today. I forgot what she was doing.
Yeah.
Something similar right behind her. And she gets over there. You just work on their breathing and, their core. And then all of a sudden she just down and up. I mean, it was heavy for her.
Yeah.
But it was a good, I go, that's what 85% feels like right there.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
I said, quit thinking that 50% is 85%. That's where we're supposed to be at. Then I had another lady today. She was deadlifting, and she ended up getting and you look at her and be like, oh, she's the picture of fitness.
Yeah.
No, she's just a mom, a new mom.
Yeah.
She has a little bitty baby, less than a year old, and she deadlifted 220 for 3. Most she's ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is amazing. I had another lady today. We did some dumbbell snatches in the workout after the lifting, and I said, hey, you're doing a 35-pound dumbbell for your snatches. This is slow, kind of a slower day. You're not going to be rushed on anything. Mm-hmm. We'll bike, get off. You're only going to do 10, 5 each arm. There's no way. I'm like, yes, you can. Just try it. Just throws it up there like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And she's having to drop underneath it. She's not used to doing that. So, and then there was somebody else today. Oh, I had another lady that's never done anything over a 35 do a 40. And then I have a buddy of mine. He's in there. He went and grabbed the 50 for his, but he looked over and we have some pretty fit people over there. I had one of the girls doing a 50-pound.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm sure I know who that girl was.
Man. He goes, I can't do the 70. I'm like, grab that 60. He grabbed this 60. And he's like, I really don't like her right now. I'm like, because you got to focus, just can't fly through
Yeah, well, that one girl's pretty fit.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's pretty strong. And so.
Yeah, Gail's telling me what that one girl's lifting, and I'm like, I don't know that I would do that.
So, there's a few of us, we get in there and we like to tease each other a little bit,
Yeah.
And just kind of push each other. She's got to do the 50 because if not, she knows she'll hear about it from me.
Yeah.
And whatnot, which makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then
it's awesome.
I got some guys, they're in a, oh man, it's hilarious. They are in this bench press contest. Okay. And, we don't bench press a lot. Mm-hmm. But we've been doing bench. We just have a press day. I'll let them pick the press they want to do. Yeah. And of course, a lot of the guys want to do bench press. And this has been about probably, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
We started and some of the guys were kind of impressed. And of course, you look at somebody, you're like, man, you're old. I'll outlift you any day of the week. They get under the barbell, the story's changed. And I have this one guy in there, he's 45-ish, so 44, 45.
Yeah.
And they work up to 220, 225, 230, something like that. They bust it out they do reps with it. But the one guy who's a little bit bigger couldn't do it. Man, I get home, my phone starts blowing up. I cannot believe he could do that. He needs to be in line for his AARP card, not outlifting me on the bench press. Then the next week we go in there and it's like, and I've taught them progressive overload. So, and they're doing it just perfect. Well, and I might be fast forwarding a few weeks here, but next thing you know, this guy hits 250. The other guy ended up getting 225. And then the next week goes, the guy hit 265.
Yeah. And
then I think he did 255 for 3 or 4. And then turns around just 265 just for fun. And these are guys you look at, they're not supposed to be able to do that much.
Yeah.
And of course, the guy who bigger. He's so mad. He's so mad.
Is he like bigger?
He's a tall guy.
Yep.
If I said his name, you'd know him, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But
So long limbs.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
And so he does bring that up every now and then, but he just and of course, guys with shorter limbs, you short midgets, and y'all can, no wonder y'all can lift more. And I'm like, hey, you're under tension more, so you should technically be stronger. So shut up. And so, it's pretty funny that they're at it, and they are going. It's just a stupid bench press.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys.
That's right. It's camaraderie.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think that's awesome. Carol was telling me last night, we were talking about it, and so I don't know if she's told you this or not, but she has a goal. She wants to do a strict pull-up by December.
I did not know that.
Yeah. She told me those new purple bands work really good, though. Of course they
God,
do.
I hate it.
She's like, oh, I really like those new purple bands they got.
I haven't told your wife this yet, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
All right, because she's committed to doing. So she doesn't necessarily refuse to do ring rows, but she's committed to doing a banded pull-up, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But the way she does them, it's ruining my band. That's why I had to buy. She wraps them around the J-hook.
She's using that band for all it's worth.
Oh, yeah. She wraps them around the J-hooks instead of tying them. And it's a little bit easier that way.
Yeah.
So I'll let her do it. But, so I had to go to buy new bands because they're all broken. But what's funny is some of the old ones have been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Man, them things are like, there's nothing
left to it.
They want to mess with somebody. They're like, well, hey, Carol's doing a purple band. I'll do a purple band. You give them like a used one that's 2 years old. Yeah, go ahead. If Carol can do it, you can do it. And they're like, how's she doing that? I don't know. She's strong.
I think that's awesome. Oh man, well, I love, I've been so happy with Carol. She really, she did the whole coaching thing with Kelsey for a while, and then that got her kind of used to the idea of working out, and then she joined the gym, and this has been awesome.
You know what's awesome about your wife and a lot of the people that she's brought in is, don't get me wrong, I love fitness, I love everything about it, but the older you get, all right, so I turned 50 in a month, Derek, okay?
So you're 10 years older than me.
So I got something that I'm going to do around my birthday. We'll get into that in a minute. But anyway.
You have to change the name of your shirt to fit over 50.
No, I'm still over 40. But so Carol is your typical, poster child of, hey, I'm a mom. And for so long, people, mothers, and even fathers, hey, it is my job to raise my kids, support them, and basically you put anything for yourself on the back burner.
Yeah.
The problem with that is you end up not being a better parent in the long run. Yeah, you can be at first.
That's right.
But what happens when them kids are out of school? Because people don't know it. I think you know this. I have kids from 32 to 2. Okay, so I know what it's like to raise kids, get them out, and all of a sudden you're like, man, that went by really fast.
Yes.
So, but Carol, she comes in. Her and Kelsey met with several months, however long that was. I don't remember.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to meet the client where they are.
Yes.
She's just scared. All right. But what she didn't understand, she sees it now, I'm sure, that I don't care what they look like, what size they are, how old they are. Everybody's scared to walk in a place like ours.
Yes.
Okay.
It's intimidating.
Very intimidating. And kind of, there's not seeing barbells because, example, Carol, the poster child of being a mom, she's never touched a barbell before.
No.
What is that? Then you see a pull-up rig and you're like, what is that? Where are the machines? Where's that treadmill? Yeah. And so they walk in and they don't know what to expect. But after, it takes one day, so 45 minutes and they're hooked. All right. And so the cool thing is, and this is what I want to see, is more moms and more dads like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's fun getting the people that are fit and that are strong. It's fun, but depending on their backgrounds and stuff, sometimes they're just kind of a tool bag and they are very needy people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need me. Okay. Just go, or they want to show off or whatever. Hey, that's fine. We don't, it's fun when they get PRs, but I would rather see Carol back squat 125 than somebody deadlift 600 pounds any day of the week.
Yeah.
You get people in there hooting and hollering for her, or for anybody in there. It's amazing. Those are the people that I'm after. Those are the people that I want to see. And I feel like that's kind of like my mission in life right now.
Yeah.
In seeing that, because I'm telling you. So Carol brought in Sarah, and this happens a lot too. This is not the first time I've heard it.
Yeah.
After day one with Sarah, she goes, I wanted to come here a year ago, but I was too scared.
Yep.
And she was in tears telling that story.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I wish you'd have came a year ago.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you came.
Yes.
And people just and what's funny is, so I'll get somebody, let's say, like you, all right? You look like you're in shape. I don't know if you are anymore or not, but hey, you look like you're in shape. You may walk up, oh, Mark, I want to join the gym, but man, I'm just really not in that good of shape. I go, you're going to be in a room full of people that don't look like they're in shape. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own individual goals. I got my buddy who wants to bench press more than anybody. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. And he wants bigger arms and a bigger chest. Hey, I'm here for you. That's fine. He's almost 40. He's right around 40.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just want to be able to play with their kids.
That's right.
And I kind of preach this. So in the last few years, both my parents have died. All right. And they died a miserable death. Okay. The healthcare system let them down, in my opinion. And it's just like, if you're on Medicare, you're $1. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do to keep you in here longer. Hey, all the drugs. Hey, free money. But that's another story for another day. But the thing is, though, because the healthcare system is not about getting people cured or healthy. It's about maintaining.
It's about perpetuating the healthcare system.
Yes. But hey, you know what? In their defense, people come in, hey, doc, I'm sick. Okay. Hey, eat protein, don't overeat, you won't be fat. You got a pill? Here. So in their defense, I would get, it's kind of like dealing with a troubled kid. Fine, just go do it, kind of a thing. So in their defense, I'm like, hey, whatever. But the point is, take my parents for an example. You go back a few years, and my parents worked hard, all right? And they were dirt poor, worked everything from the ground up. And you go back a few years, if you change just a few minor things on their activity and their nutrition, they'd probably still be alive today. All right. My mom did end up getting Parkinson's, so that might have had but it would be a different life. I went and talked to, we had a guy at a church I went to in Medill, and he had Parkinson's. And he was right around my mom's age, maybe a little bit younger. But in a affluent family, let's just say that. And he traveled the world looking for something to help him with his Parkinson's. And they got the little thing they put in their brain, they trigger something, boom, all of a sudden the guy's like 1,000 times better. And I'm like, awesome. And now that's been several years ago. Yeah. And I know a lot of that is here in America today. And so I went to the neurologist with her one time, and I go, hey, could she qualify? I don't remember what it was called then for this. So we're looking into it. And he just goes, why? And I'm like, well, why not? Well, she can't do this and can't do that. And it was just the most discouraging.
Yeah.
No value from that visit.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. But my point is, the nutrition and your exercise, you will live long into life, because you do not want to end up in a nursing home. And if you think your kids are going to take care of you, they're not.
Yeah.
Look at the parents that are in there today. What are their kids doing? They're at the lake on the weekends. They're having a good time. They're going to the movies, raising their families. Very few kids, I guess what, the parents are still in the nursing home.
Yeah.
Outside, God forbid, any kind of wreck or whatever. I'm talking about just from something that you can change from your normal nutrition and exercise.
Yeah.
Which is most things.
Yeah.
And so, that's my mission in life. You get people that they're scared to come to the gym. They don't want to come to the gym, and you baby them a little bit. And it's amazing how their minds will just change in a matter of weeks.
Yeah. Well, and what you do, I love it because it's so scalable,
Yes.
right? Everything's scalable. Grab a smaller weight. Step up on a box. Don't jump, just step.
You want to hear a real cool story about scalability?
Yeah.
I just found out this morning, though, that our church actually went out and did an interview with her. All right. So this is crazy. This is a crazy story.
I think I know where you're going, but.
So have this lady that comes in. She's a nurse. She's now a nurse practitioner.
Yes.
One of my good friends. Okay. And we work out together. And she comes in one Friday and she goes, hey, my mom wants to join.
Yeah.
And I go, wants to work out.
Yeah. I told some people at the church about this. I don't know if that's what led to the story or not.
Maybe. So this dude, and I've seen a lot of stuff over the last 10 years.
Yeah. So this lady's a nurse practitioner and she says, hey, I think she wants to bring her mom in.
Yep.
Right.
Her mother in. I'm like, okay, cool. And I go, where's she at? She goes, she's blind. I go, and first time I freaked out a little bit to the point where I might have been not rude, but just like I was way uncomfortable. Like I said, hey, well, this might be above my pay grade. I don't know. I'm like, no. And of course, her daughter goes, well, she's here.
In the car? Like she's in the car?
Oh, she walking in the door right after that. Anyway, I'm like, there's no way she's blind, but man, she has a stick. And I'm like, well, I'll get her through one.
So she's
session.
blind. She's
blind. She cannot
see nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
All right. And I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I can make it a station for her to feel around.
Yeah. So how did she how did she get blind?
I can't remember exactly how she got blind, but I know she was a nurse working here at Durant Hospital.
Yep.
And then whatever happened, she went blind. I forget how long it's been. Okay. I'm not going to say any dates, but I want to say year to 2 years, maybe longer. I really don't know.
Okay.
But since she's been blind, all she does is sit in a dang trailer house and eat Twinkies and ding dongs and does nothing. Okay. Because she's too scared to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just processed food. She can't cook, don't want to cook.
That's right.
And it's garbage. And she has gained so much weight. And all of a sudden, then she walked to the gym. I'm like, okay, I'll do this one time. This is whatever. She ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
All right.
But she keeps coming back, right?
Keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Well, good for me. I realized that after that first day, I'm like, hey, I can do this.
Yes.
All right. I can train a blind person. All right. And that was a trip for me. And then all of a sudden I got a little bit better. And then because I was able to get her on a row machine and teach her how to row. And I would just walk by and tell her when she was done or not done and whatnot. And that's how we did it. And of course, now when we get people like that are blind, overweight, hadn't worked out in 40 years, listen, anytime your heart rate gets too high, stop. Anytime you need a drink, get a drink. Anytime you go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. That's a given. You're not going to overdo it. You're not going to get in shape today.
That's right.
And so, but we start cruising along and she is doing amazing. And then this is where you get a little spiritual with it. We are at church. We're at church. And the lady's name's Amanda. I know she won't care. And so, and all of a sudden.
So she goes to our church?
No, she does not.
Okay.
Okay. So, but we were at church one day and Kelsey looks over at me and she goes, man, God's going to heal Amanda's eyes. And of course, I'm like, you think so? And I go, that'd be awesome. And so let it go. She got it out there. And then I don't know, that next week we're at the gym and she goes, oh man. Because, I mean, they don't go to church with us. You don't know their beliefs. You don't know, and I don't know her beliefs. I just know she was blind, or she could see, now she's blind, and now she's in my gym.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to go tell them. And she goes, hey, listen, I was praying, I was at church, and God said, I feel like God said that you're going to be cured of your blindness. And then, man, she starts crying. She's like, I believe that. I believe that. And of course, you know, my whole sermon to everybody every day is consistency. Okay? You want to be bad at something? Just keep not doing it. You'll be not very good at it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, and I helped her just minor changes.
Yeah.
Okay? With her nutrition, I gave her a calorie goal, and I gave her a protein goal. Nothing too extreme.
Yep.
And she's hitting it. All right. And then all of a sudden, Kelsey and I go to a conference a few weeks after that. And during praise and worship, she looks over at me and she goes, it's in her blood pressure medicine. There's something wrong with her blood pressure medicine. I go, what? Amanda. She was like, she needs to get off her blood pressure medicine. Now, you just can't go, hey, go get off her blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
But with exercise and nutrition, you'll get off your blood pressure medicine.
Yes.
And she goes and tells her, and she was like, hey, listen, come to find out, I think she's on 4 different blood pressure meds.
Ugh.
Okay. And then time went on. We're just putting it out there, praying with her, just believing with her. And she guess what she keeps doing? Coming back to the gym. She's hitching her. Now, her daughter can't bring her during the week. So she's hitching a ride with somebody from Cart Ride, and then we're making it work.
Yeah, she's finding a way to get there.
And then all of a sudden, what's funny is, back up a little bit. The first day she was there, I made a video on Snapchat, and I caught some crap for this, okay? But I sent it to her daughter also, because I'm a jokester, all right?
Yeah.
And I had a video of her working out, and she had a little station going back, and she's feeling around, going to stuff. I go, they told me this lady was blind. I go, but I didn't believe it till I threw something at her and hit her in the face.
Oh my gosh.
I did not do that. I didn't do that.
I know.
But people are like, you're so mean. You're so mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, calm down. It's a joke. But anyway, of course, her daughter laughed the loudest at it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we're cruising along, and all of a sudden, one day she's like, hey, I can see. All right, I can see a little bit. I'm like, awesome. Then time goes on. Hey, I'm off these 2 blood pressure meds. Hey, I can see better. I can see better. I can see better. Hey, I can see. And hey, I'm off all my blood pressure meds. And then she has these glasses she wears sometimes, but she can see. Sometimes she has to walk up to the screen and be like, okay, I know what I'm doing. But
That's normal though, probably.
probably. But here's the crazy thing is, once she could see, this is pretty funny because it drives her daughter crazy. Once she could see, she got a bike. Okay. She got a bike. She rides a bike.
Man, this lady's like tenacious.
You can't imagine people. So somebody came in this morning that hadn't seen her in a minute. As a matter of fact, it was Joanna from the gym. Okay. She goes, hey, how much weight has she lost? I'm scared to ask her. And I, Amanda, how much you lost? 46 pounds. All right. And that's been this year since Easter. Okay. She goes, I can't remember the exact date, but that's been since Easter this year. And she'll go out, she'll ride her bike. I rode my bike 7 miles yesterday.
That's like 10 pounds a month.
She's crushing it.
Yeah.
Okay. And right now she's only making it to the gym 1 to 2 days a week.
Oh man.
But here's what she does. And I tell her, I go, because so many people think there's different levers when it comes to fat loss. Mm-hmm. The biggest lever is your nutrition. Mm-hmm. Exercise ain't good. I got a lot of fat people exercising.
Yeah.
Guess what they don't do? They don't control their calories.
Yeah.
All right. And so, and I've always been harping on her about, consistency. Just keep going. You may stall, then all of a sudden a lot will fall off. And that's happened to her several times already. Mm-hmm. And, but every day she rides her bike 3 to 7 miles. One day she was riding to her daughter's house. And she gets a phone call from one of her neighbors. Your mom is at my house. I think she's having a heat stroke. But she's determined. Doesn't have no water with her. She does some crazy stuff like that every now and then. Yeah. And I'm like, Amanda, what are you doing? Take water with you. And so I'm fine. And so, but she rides her bike, dirt roads, gravel roads, all over the place. There's a pool where she lives. She swims almost every day. She's walking every day. The biggest thing, though, is her nutrition.
Yeah.
She's just consistent in everything. And I forgot how much she lifted today. I can't remember. I didn't keep over there. I had some new people there this morning, so I didn't get to pay as much attention to her today because I was with some new people. But that is one of the most amazing stories because I get sick and tired of people hearing, well, I can't do what y'all do. How do you know? You've never been.
Yeah. Well,
and not only that, if you could, why come? You don't want to go to a place that you can already do everything.
Exactly.
All right. And so, but you're not going to come in and just start deadlifting 300 pounds. Duh.
Yeah.
And And so, because when you deal with people that are older, you got people that have, I got a lot of people that ride horses. All right, guess what? They've fallen off a horse a time or two. They've got messed up hips, shoulders,
Yeah.
And so you get people that are jacked up. You got people that football injuries, basketball injuries from high school or college. And so, or just running around out in the yard with their kids, tearing an ACL. It's happened. My daughter was in there. She popped something in her heel the other day. I forgot what it is though.
What'd she do?
She popped something in her heel. Jumping rope.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. But I think she'll be okay. So I go, that don't mean you quit working out. So
Get on the row machine.
Yep. I got a skateboard over there for you on that row machine. And so, but you get people, when you deal with older people, people been living for a while. And so, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's just a crazy story.
Oh, it is.
So lady comes in, is blind, and then within 5 months, off all of her blood pressure medicine, and she got her eyesight back.
It's one of the most amazing stories ever.
Yeah, I mean, did you ever think that you would have a story like that?
No. No.
You can't throw anything at her now.
No, I can't. She'll see me. Oh, she's fun though. She's a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. She sounds like a crazy lady.
Oh yeah. She is gung ho.
Yeah.
And she told me this morning that I just want to let you know the church came out. I think they were interviewing somebody else where she lives, and they ended up
interviewing her
also, or whatever. Something I can't remember exactly. Something along those lines. But
yeah. So was it her church that interviewed her?
No, our church.
So yeah, Victory Life interviewed her.
Audrey was out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to ask her how she got that story.
Yeah.
Because I was telling him, I think it was I don't remember when I told him, but I was like, yeah, lady started working out, Mark's gym, and blind, and now she sees.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like everything that, just Kelsey heard, not being super hyper spiritual, whatever. She's just, we're just at a service. Just shut up, listening and worshiping, and then boom. Yeah. And you're like, well, I got to act on that. And she tells her, and you're like, how are they going to respond?
Yeah.
That part gets a little weird sometimes, but
yeah, you never know.
Man, and then all.
But yeah, but you shared, and she's like, I believe that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So she grabbed a hold of it.
Yeah, and it's awesome. But
that is incredible.
Just to see what, and that's why I got her. Then I'll get somebody that's 30 years old, in decent shape.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't do that, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. And I'm like, you are so close-minded. You don't want to do it.
That's right.
But that's fine. Just
Yeah. Do you know? Have you heard of? I think it's Carolyn Dweck.
It's Carolyn Dweck. She wrote
Fixed
Mindset,
Growth Mindset.
Yep.
Yes.
By the way, if you ever listen to her books, you got to put them up about 2x because she's kind of slow. Then it's like normal.
It's good to know.
Side note.
Yeah.
She gets into all the nerdy sciencey stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's deep.
It is. Yeah. A lot of the neurology around fixed mindset versus growth mindset is powerful.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do with our kids, I'm sure you do with your kids too, is like, it's about the effort you put into it.
Yeah.
Like it's not about, and I think, and my parents, they hadn't read this book, but I specifically remember when I was a child, if I did anything, competed at anything, my dad would say, did you try your hardest? It's like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, I'm proud of you. Like, that's all you can do is try your hardest. It's about putting the effort in, putting the work in. Most people, with the fixed mindset, it's a weird thing. They think even intelligence is fixed.
Yeah.
It's like you're smart or you're not smart. That couldn't be furthest from the truth.
Exactly.
And you get people in the gym, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that.
The next
young lady's blind over there, feeling her way around a station, and she can do it.
I'd make her a little square. I always had a box in the middle so she could sit down anytime she needed to.
Like cones?
No.
Cones.
I usually had a rower lined up, then a box here, And then some dumbbells where she can touch and feel.
Yeah.
And then if I need her to do a ring row, clearly she can't do pull-ups. And then I had her next to a set of rings where she could do a ring row. So it was all just right there. We would go through it, a little routine. Like, here's this dumbbell for this. And of course, she always squatted onto a box back then. She can squat now.
Yeah.
And she would do that. So,
yeah. So what would you say? So, like just functional movements. You know, I watched a reel the other day, and it was basically like, you know, not everyone works out to like, you know, look jacked. There was this really old guy, and he had a kettlebell. And he had a kettlebell, he'd squat down, pick it up, and put it up on something.
mm-hmm.
And so you think about like the movements that people can't do, you know, when they have to have someone take care of them. And then the reel went into, you know, him. So it's a longer one. He's dressing up, putting on his tie, and his granddaughter runs up to him. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't handle this. But he was doing it so he could pick up his granddaughter. And I think it's, I don't know if it's Peter Attia or one of the other guys you mentioned, but they talk about the marginal decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your last 10 years of life. So what are the things you want to do? So everybody has a marginal decade, right? We never know when it is. Most people know when they're in it. So they know that, hey, I'm probably in my last 10 years of life. What are the things you want to do? Like, do you want to be able to get up off the floor? Do you want to be able to pick up your grandchild?
Not break a hip.
Not break a hip? You want to be able to get something heavy down off of a shelf? But like, those are the things that, like, those are the movements that limits people's ability to take care of themselves or to enjoy their family.
Yeah.
So like, what would you consider like foundational movements or things to work out to improve like longevity?
Squat, deadlift, number one.
Yep.
And press. Squat, deadlift, press.
Yep.
You can't press overhead, you got a shoulder issue. Then a high pull, like taking that kettlebell, bringing it up. Didn't mean to bump that, brother.
No word.
Most definitely. You're always going to squat, sit on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're always going to be picking something up off the floor. That is your deadlift. People are like, I don't want to deadlift. I don't want to do this.
You want to pick something up?
You're going to pick up a bag of feed. You're going to pick up the food,
Pick up your grandchild?
Yeah. And so
Carol deadlifted, fun side note, she said she deadlifted 185 today. And I'm like, that's me. So like something happens, like
you got me.
you got me, baby. Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Yep. And so, and it's, and I can just hear right now because somebody's thinking it right now, but I've got a bad back. Okay, well, you're probably not going to deadlift 185, but you got to start doing nothing's not doing nothing. You will still be nothing when you're 65. No matter what, you're getting older, you're going to age.
Yep.
I've got a lady right now, her back is just trash. All right. And we do minimal stuff with her, but slowly but surely, her core is getting a lot stronger.
Yes. And that's how you fix your back.
Yes. And it's insane. But yeah, those movements, utmost importance.
Yep.
I'm a big believer in, you need to do about everything in your body weight. Okay.
Yeah.
I like at least 1.5 to 2 times your body weight on deadlift. Definitely squat your body weight.
1 to 2.5 on. I'm taking notes because I'm
1.5 to 2 times on your deadlift.
Squat 1 time.
1.5 time. At least 1 to 1.5 time. And this is minimal stuff. All right. Nothing maximal.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, in pressing, you should get close to your body weight on a press. I mean, this is from Mark. All right. Because the thing is, you're getting older. The more muscle mass you have, the better of life and longevity you will have.
Yeah. And that's why they talk about you can reverse engineer it because you're going to lose it. Like there's going to be at some point your muscle mass is going to start to decline. So you have to build that foundation.
You have
before you start losing it.
You have to. And so, but here's the deal. So I'm going to challenge that statement right there. I believe that statement of you're going to lose it. I believe it's old science.
Okay.
You know why? Nobody's done it yet. There right now, dude, I turned 50. Okay. I'll back squat 255 for 20 reps.
Wow.
Okay. What else? I mean, I'm not super strong.
Yeah.
But I can clean 285.
Yeah. 250. So 255 for 20 reps. So how are you breathing when you do that?
very carefully. So what it is, when you do a 20 rep back squat like that, when you hit anywhere from rep 11 to 13, it should feel like it's your last one.
Yeah.
When you do that, if it's easy, then you need to stop and just reload more weight on there. But when you hit...
So I'm sure you're getting dizzy. Are you getting dizzy?
No, you breathe. If you're breathing right, you're fine. Nutrition's good. Breathing's, you're fine.
Yeah.
Then you just, it's like a 1 rep max from there on out. So let's say you hit 12, it gets hard. So the next 8, it's like a 1 rep max every stinking time.
Get to the top, reset.
You have to, yes, every time. And so I did 260 for 19 and a half, but on the 20th rep, I dropped it in the bottom. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, I bet. 19 reps. That's what you said. I did it for 19 and a half.
One more. But
so you got to the bottom.
I breathed in.
20th rep.
I couldn't stand it up. And so, but anyway, there are now, especially with the way CrossFit has been, the way jiu-jitsu guys are now, there are people in their 40s and 50s, they're doing jiu-jitsu. I watched a video of the Masters CrossFit Games, 80-year-old guy doing muscle ups. They're not losing muscle mass.
At 80 years
old.
You're doing them muscle up.
I remember 10 years ago when I first started doing some CrossFit stuff, the last age range was in the 60, it was 60 plus. Now it's 70 or 75 plus, or maybe 79 plus, something along. I'm like, because people are getting older.
Yeah.
You know, every 5 years it just gets bigger. The fitness age range in the CrossFit realm anyway, and it is in 80s, 70s, 80s doing muscle.
Yeah. Do they have age divisions?
Yes.
In CrossFit?
Yeah. And now there used to be, the older you get, the bigger the age gap is. Or now it's still like every 5 years on insane this year.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a jiu-jitsu competition here in November, and they break it down by age. So it's Masters 1, Masters 2.
Yeah. And so that's exciting. I want to hear about that later.
Okay.
I love that.
I hope it's a good story.
It doesn't matter you're doing it. It's awesome.
It'll be fun no matter what.
Yeah. And so, but you look at the ages, especially with all the patriotism coming out. I mean, you got guys like Tim Kennedy. Hey, you need to learn how to fight. You need to learn how to shoot.
Yeah.
That's a story. And there are men, finally, I mean, they're getting in shape. They're taking jiu-jitsu, or learning how to fight, boxing, whichever, domain they want to do.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's awesome. The problem is it's still a very tiny percentage.
Yes.
And so somebody sent me a statistic this morning. I think it's like if you, it's about seeing abs. You can just Google the statistic of people that you can see abs over a certain age.
Yeah.
And it's basically nobody. There's very few people that you can see abs on once they get over 40 years of age. But that's changing now. We're in the beginning of it. All right. So you're 40?
Yeah. Turned 40 this year.
You did?
I did in April.
So I turned 50. All right. Hey, we're in the same decade for a little bit. In April?
Yep.
All right. So in October 14th, I'll be 50. All right. And then, so I'm going to start this thing to test this out. Nobody's ever done this. All right. That I've seen. So, and don't get me wrong. And I love every type of fitness that's out there.
Yeah.
All right. You need to, they're fun. They are fun. All right. The best cardio. So we get this out there so Kel can listen to this and hear me. All right. I feel like the best cardio it clearly is jiu-jitsu when it comes to cardio. You can't, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. But all forms of fitness, they're fun to a certain point. I don't quite understand bodybuilding all the way, being a sport, but hey, it's fun lifting and make your body look a certain way. Now, with that being said, so I'm going to combine powerlifting. Okay. Now, I don't want to do any stupid CrossFit workouts where I'm just like training where I'm dying. I ain't got time for that anymore. Okay.
Yep.
You can go do a CrossFit competition for that. Okay. So I want to do all the powerlifting lifts. Okay. Back squat, bench, deadlift. Okay. I want to do the Olympic lifts, snatch, which that'd be more an advanced technique. All right. And then the clean and jerk. Then I want to do the CrossFit totals, which is back squat, deadlifts, same as powerlifting. And then they do a different press, strict press or push press. I can't remember which one. Okay. So I want to do all those totals. All right. Then I want to do some gymnastic work. how many strict strict pull-ups can you do? Advanced version will be, how many muscle-ups can you do? Unbroken. All right. Another advanced one will be, in the gymnastic realm, will be, how many handstand push-ups can you do? All right. That won't be for everybody. But then you got to get in the running, which I hate running.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a mile's far enough. I want to do a mile run, timed run, 40-yard dash. Okay. So you get a sprint, get a decent run, just to see where your markers are.
Yeah.
I also want to do I'm thinking about throwing in a 20-rep back squat also, just for fun, because that's different and unique.
It is.
And once people hear it, they're like, I'm going to try that. But when people hear this, if anybody listens to this, all 10,000 of you, I'm going to do a 20-rep back squat. All I'm saying is, if you've been working out for some time,
mm-hmm.
you should be able to, if you're a man, you should be able to do 225 for 20. End of story. Okay? You've got to be able to do 225 for 20. Okay? That's my standard.
Okay.
Josh Bridges set that standard a few years ago, and I watched it, and I'm like, I'll try that. Okay. Same way. I think I got 205, somewhere in there on my first attempt.
Yeah.
On that. We used to do it quite a bit at the gym, but now I got to do it again for this year's up. We haven't done it yet this year. And so, you got any other fun little feats of fitness like that? Let me know. I don't know if I'm gonna call it the old man super total.
Yeah, I do. I think it's Peter Attia. He talks about markers for health, and one is the dead hang. So 40-year-old should be able to dead hang for 2 minutes.
Is it? Okay, I've not heard that standard yet. 2 minutes?
Yep, I think it's 2 minutes.
I used to hear 1 minute a lot.
Farmer carry is a big one. You
Mm-hmm.
build a farmer carry. I think it's at least your body weight, maybe your body weight in each hand. That would be that would be a lot. So your body weight, so half your body weight each hand for a certain period of time. I think he hits into back squat.
I'll look up his stuff.
I'll send you a podcast when this is over. I've got one.
We don't do that often, but people freak out because they look at the board like, oh, that ain't gonna be too bad. I'll do a 400 meter or a 200 meter farmer carry. I love it. Men do 50s, women do 35s, and they're like, oh, that ain't gonna be too bad. And sometimes they'll do a suitcase carry, and they're like, sweet Jesus, that was way harder than I thought.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun. I like those.
Yeah, I did farmer carries yesterday. I need to measure. I don't know how far I went, but I walk out of my garage, and my driveway is a quarter mile long. I'm not doing that. But we have a little place in front of our house where we park.
Yeah.
And so I walk to that and back. And it makes you feel a little better that you make the guys do 50s. Because I was doing a 53.
53 is what we...
I was doing a 53-pound kettlebell, and I have a 55-pound dumbbell. And then I switch I switch hands.
Yeah.
On the next rep to alternate sides. But the distance I did, it was, by the time I got back to the garage, it was like, my gosh.
Man, I've done 400 with 70s before. Man, it just wears me out.
Yeah.
I have to stop quite a bit.
Is it grip strength? Or what's the bottleneck?
Dude, it's basically my body weight. That's what I think it is.
Yeah. What do you mean your body?
I'm tired.
Oh, you're tired.
70 in each hand is 140 pounds.
Yeah. Yes, that's your body weight.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm like 160. Okay. Maybe 165 somewhere.
Yeah.
So I got to bulk up.
That's right. That's your problem. You're too small.
I am.
But you're not that tall.
No, I'm shut up. Wow.
Just getting that out in the open here.
Should have sat on some books or something.
That's awesome. Yeah. So with your with all those different lifts, you're just going to total them up, mm-hmm. or are you just going to sort of create I
don't know where I'm going to go with it, but I feel like you need to know your 1 reps and everything, and not just 1 reps. Everybody's, a bunch of men. Oh, I work out. What's your bench? I roll galore. Who cares to a point? But
yeah.
But just for the people that are, really going down this fitness and to have some markers when you get older, because I just want to see some markers. Can you maintain the bench press?
Yeah.
If you can bench 250, can you do 250 every year until you die?
Yeah.
Can you squat 300 every year till you die?
Yeah.
Why not? And so I don't know what it's going to make of it, but yeah, I'll definitely total it up because
I would definitely be interested in that. I know, I've just recently, I do jujitsu 3+ days a week. And then I usually try to do like a long type run on Saturday, just like, level 2 cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And then ideally I would like to lift 2 days a week. I've got all the stuff in my garage, but I struggle with having those benchmarks, right? Because jiu-jitsu it trashes your body. Like there's no way around it. It just, you got some guy trying to rip your arm off, choke you out. You just come home and you're just sore. I mean, I took a vacation a couple weeks ago. I was like a week off. And I remember we walked lots of miles in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got done, I'm like, man, like, is this how I'm supposed to feel? Like, is this how my body's supposed to feel? Because after jiu-jitsu, like the next day, it's just painful. So trying to find those markers for longevity. How do I recover? I think I told you I just bought an ice bath.
No, but your wife might have told me that.
Yeah. So I've got an ice bath now.
Which one did you get?
You
want to say?
Orca.
That's a really nice one.
It's a really nice one. Yeah. It was a larger purchase.
Yeah. I know how much that is.
For sure. Yeah. But it's awesome. Like, so I've been doing,
that'll help a lot.
I'm trying to get like my 9 minutes a week, really with inflammation.
Rob, I don't know if I'm allowed to say last names or not. So
that's up to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. So, but anyway, Rob, they get together almost every night of the week. Somebody has one of them nice ones, and he's gotten to where I don't know. I think he's doing like 4 or 5 minutes now. But he goes, man, we just all meet, hang out for a little bit, and but he goes, I'm sleeping so good, and he'll work out hard.
Yep.
And he goes, oh, I'm gonna get fine. Now he gets there 5 o'clock in the morning, so he'll work out hard in the morning. He was like, oh, ice bath tonight. He goes, I will not be sore tomorrow. He'll come in, you sore? No, feel good. And I'm like, that's awesome.
It is, yeah. So I do. So the first time I did it, I had it at like 40 degrees. It's too cold. It was too cold.
People don't realize. I mean, when they hear 40 degrees, they think outside temperature.
I couldn't get like
60 is cold.
It's a really nice tub, so it's like made out of like a stand-up paddleboard material. You like air up a stand-up paddleboard, so it's super thick, like rubber. And so I had my hands over the edge, and I got all the way down. I got my neck underwater, and I put my hands under the water, instant like knives. So that didn't last long. So I jacked it back up to about 54, 55 degrees, which is still
Rob and them are
cold.
I think they're at 38 right now.
That's cold.
I haven't decided to get in the cold plunge.
Well, it takes time. Like you can't just.
So back to your.
You can't just jump in that cold water, but it's painful.
Yeah, I bet. I know, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Back to my what?
Back to you're going to ask about some workout stuff or your lifting to add into your jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. So lifting, lifting for jiu-jitsu.
So, man, number one, because you're already pretty busy, simplicity.
Yep.
Okay. How can you maximize your effort? Decide how much time you got, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes. So by the time I get in the ice bath and get out, I spend about an hour just doing what I'm doing. So the ice bath is 3 minutes, dry off, get out. And then I've got about 30 to 45 minutes, start to stop. Like I got to be walking back in the house.
So here's what I would, if it was me, especially because you need to exercise for jiu-jitsu, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. A lot of accessory movements, like shoulders are huge.
Yes.
Number one, they'll make you strong, and yet they'll protect you. Okay. So it'll help you rip somebody else's arm instead of them rip your arm off. Baseball movements that I did back in the day. So just some front raises, light dumbbells, a lot of reps.
Okay.
Lateral raises. And there's another where you take your thumb, point it down, and go out at a 45-degree angle. Never get the elbow above the shoulder. Okay. You'll probably do I'm talking 5 to 7 pound or dumbbells, 5 to 8s or 10s. 10s will be, I'd start with 5s for sure.
Yeah.
Do that sets of 15 to 20. And I would do at least 3 sets. You can just, not only that, that'll help you warm up. Okay.
Yeah. Then if you get out of the ice bath.
Yes. That'll help you warm up. And then outside of that, I'd pick out some of your favorite movements. You need to get something heavy, whether it's a deadlift and superset Are you interested in any kind of bodybuilding type movement? Like do you want to do curls or not? Exactly.
No, I don't.
Okay. So, and superset, okay? Everything on your, when you're lifting. So let's say, man, I'm a huge fan of the back squat and deadlift. All right. You just get so much with it.
Yeah. I love the squat. I love the hinge and some sort of push and pull. Okay. So squat, hinge, push, pull.
My favorite push pull is, pull up and push up.
I love it.
But I would deadlift and squat. And so, and go ahead and superset them.
You say superset, like
back to back, no rest.
Okay.
Now, minimal rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Depends on how heavy your bar is. Okay. So let's say you're doing sets of 5 deadlift. Let's just say you're doing like 225. Let's say you're going to deadlift.
Yeah. Let's say I'm doing 225.
You can do that.
I know you're going to give me a hard time.
Okay. Fine. Let's do 185. Let's say we're doing 185.
Perfect.
Okay. You're deadlifting 185. Boom. Do you have two bars or 1 bar?
I got 1.
Can you clean 185?
No.
Okay. So then you take the 25s off, clean the 135, put it on the rig, put the plates back on, then squat 185 for 5.
Okay.
And just drop it. You got metal or rubber?
I got
bumpers.
Rubber plates.
So drop them back down, then rest to a couple minutes between. Any of your restings, if you'd like to throw in just for efficiency and your time frame, if you want to get some abdominal work, I mean, that's huge for everything plus jujitsu. You can do that in between also. Let's say you do 20 Russian twist or something. So you could back squat 5, deadlift 5, 20 Russian twist, rest 2 minutes.
Back 5, deadlift 5, Russian twist.
And you can mix it up however you want to. And a lot of it is how much weight you got, how are you feeling? Yeah. Like if you're feeling beat up.
I got about 400 pounds.
So if you're feeling beat up, man, stay on the lighter side, go for reps. Because if you can get the volume in, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you can get the stimulus of it being, feeling like it's your last rep.
Yeah.
You don't have to go super heavy.
Yeah.
A lot of studies behind that. That's another show. That.
I'll get with you on the specifics of this.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That'd be awesome. And you can just make you a little routine because you like routines, don't you?
I do.
So boom,
I do.
You ice bath to get out, shoulders.
Yep.
Boom, deadlift, back squat, pull up, push up, boom. And then if you want to do like a bench press pull up, you can do that too.
Yeah.
So
cool.
And you don't be afraid to use dumbbells and some of that stuff too.
Yeah, for like presses.
Anything. Yeah, your presses, your even deadlifts, man.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of dumbbells. Okay. Yeah, my dumbbells go from like 0 to 15, and then I got like a couple 50s.
Yeah, that can make a difference.
Yeah, and then I've got, I have an Olympic bar, a rig, like 400 pounds of plates. So
you don't need more 400.
I guarantee I do not at this moment.
No, not at this moment.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like with those movements, 2 days a week be great.
Yeah.
Don't ever be and your body will adapt to anything and everything.
Yes.
So don't listen to these people about overtraining. I get that question a lot. Well, how many days a week should I work out? I go 6. What about overtraining? Well, number one, you're not going to go that hard to overtrain.
Yeah.
Oh, so I finally got me a standard when it comes to overtraining. So did you meet Charlie? I'll say his name, Charlie.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I love Charlie. Love Charlie.
That guy is
he's intense.
Freak.
Yeah.
Dude, well, Landon calls me up or texts me or something. He goes, hey, I got this guy coming from our Colorado campus, Jubilee. And he's done CrossFit before.
Yeah, he was a college wrestler too.
Oh, yeah, I think I knew that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. But sometimes when I hear CrossFit, they say that they're going to be comfortable around the barbell. That's all I care about. I don't care what kind of shape you're in.
He told me he'd come do jujitsu, and that's the last person I want to come do jujitsu is a college wrestler like Charlie.
Mm-hmm. And so we get in there, and now I didn't know this at the time, but
just to clarify, if Charlie listens to this, that's because
Charlie will listen to this.
That's because I don't want to roll with him.
Charlie, I would mess you up. Man.
I don't want to get a hold of Charlie.
Different weight class, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Got to bulk up. Well, we get in there, and Landon, I found out, I thought they knew each other. They just know each other on phone. No. They never met in person. So I'm expecting somebody to walk in, be looking around. All of a sudden, I see this dude walk in. I go, that's Charlie.
That's Charlie.
This dude is jacked.
Yes.
All right. Then I'm like, oh, it does CrossFit. I'm like, oh, look at him. He's one of them CrossFit nerds that has on like a CrossFit Games shirt,
he's
all this
a
stuff.
CrossFit nerd.
I'm like, okay, wow, we got a CrossFit nerd. I'm looking at him like, oh, we're doing cleans this day. And I'm like, hey, dude, just so I have tell you where to get and stand. I go, are you going to clean like 300 plus? And he goes, oh, probably not today. I don't, And then we're squatting, and all of a sudden I look at his left foot. I'm not going to correct him on nothing. I mean, you can tell he clearly has worked out before. I didn't know his story yet then either.
Yeah.
And every time we went out squat, his heel would come up like that.
Yes.
And finally we got around to it. I didn't realize it's metal down there. And he has a special lifter back at home and stuff. And so he's like, you got a lifter I can borrow? I'm like, man, that's too small for you, dude. And so, but he was able to, your body will adapt. So I'm coming to overtraining here in a minute. Okay. Don't let me forget that. Okay.
Yeah, I got you. Overtraining.
And so, anyway, his body is adapted to where anytime he goes to a squat clean or anything, that foot just comes up. So he was cleaning. I think he didn't get super heavy, but he got around like 265, 275, somewhere in there, squat cleaning, and just boom, but that old foot would just come up. I'm like, that is amazing, because he's got one foot flat, the other one just on the ball of his foot, and would front squat that up from that clean. And I'm like, that's a trip. Well, then we're going, I'll just go and tell you the full story on it. And we did this workout the day. It was like, we had like a 4-minute clock. You do A, B, C, and then you finish the time in pull-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. Already done the workout. All right. And so I think, let's just say we had 3 rounds. The first round, I got like 30 pull-ups, which I probably could have done more, but I'm like, pretty good number. Stop there. And then the next one, I think I got 22-ish somewhere the last 2 rounds. And I'm like, I want to watch this guy, see how good he really is, because he looks fit. He gets up there, his first round, he did 60 freaking pull-ups. He did 30 unbroken. He did 30, jumps down, does 20, jumps down, does 10 more. I'm like, oh, he's good. And then we get to the round 2, I go, let's see if he's dead. He gets up there, and I think he does like 30 or 40 more. It was insane. I get to talking to this guy, and all of a sudden he has one of them CrossFit Game shirts. All right? Then I realized the name on the shirt is his name. He'd been to the CrossFit Games. I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Oh, it gets even better. So we went to the games. He went as he had to go in the adapted athlete because of his
ankle.
His ankle.
Yeah.
And so he's actually won the CrossFit Games and got second place. He didn't attempt this year. Now, to my overtraining story, this is based on what Charlie says. He goes, if you want to go to the CrossFit Games, you got to spend. Now, this is, high level athlete.
Yeah. 20
hours in the gym each week. That doesn't count being on top of your nutrition.
20 hours a week.
20. So my point is, I get a lot of people that are like, what about overtraining, Mark? Now I'm going to be like, do you plan on spending more than 20 hours in the gym a week? Well, no. You're talking 6 or 7, and that's it. And
yeah.
Some of that's warming up and stretching. So you're fine.
Yeah. That's a good story. That's good context.
Yeah. And I'm a huge Goggins fan too. He explains all the time, like, your body will adapt. Now, in the beginning, you can overtrain because you've done nothing. And for clarity, we're not saying, hey, let's go all out, your first 5 days.
Yeah,
we're babying you.
You don't want to get hurt.
No, we are babying you so much. Rest when you need to rest. It's okay if you don't finish. Skip around. It's all good.
Yeah.
Because what people need to understand is you're not going to get in shape today. You're not going to get in shape this week. And you're sure in the heck not going to get in shape in 12 weeks. But you can get a good foundation built.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So what kind of encouragement would you give to someone that's sort of hesitant to get started?
Encouragement? Man, pretty blunt, Derek. Just show up.
Yeah.
You're not showing up. They're hesitant because you're scared.
Yeah.
All there is to it. Be scared, but move forward. Go. Get somebody. Call me. Hey, will you pick me up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick you up. Okay. It'll be early, but I'll pick you up. Get somebody to go with. And it's amazing. There's some people when they come new, they could move in from out of state. They show up and it's never been to a gym like ours before. And they show up and it's like, wow, they're still nervous, but the way they approach it different. Then you get some people who live right here who know me, know Kelsey, know 90 people in our gym and won't show up. And then I get to the question. I'm like, do you really want to show up? Really? Do you really want to show up? And so, and then a lot of it is they don't want to.
Yeah.
If you want to, you'll show up if you want to.
Yeah.
So my encouragement is quit being a baby and show up. Sorry.
That's encouraging.
Sorry.
It's encouraging.
It's just the truth, though.
Yeah. So, how'd you get it? How'd you get into this?
Oh, dude.
What's your passion point?
Man, so, this is a pretty good story, I feel like. It is for me anyway. This is what got me started. So I was 39 years old. Now, I had the ultimate dad bod, okay? If you go to my Instagram, go down to the very bottom, there's before and after.
Yeah.
Now, so what is that? 10 plus years ago, I took some before pictures, okay?
About to be 11 plus years ago.
And everybody takes before pictures.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks you're going to need them, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, here they are. Took pictures. I lost most of them. I think they got in a phone.
Yeah.
They're in another phone. They got broken or whatever.
Yeah. Have I ever showed you like a picture of me like 10 or 12 years ago?
Your license.
Yeah.
You showed me your license at one time.
I'll show you one before you leave.
I mean, you had a big beefy face and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that ain't you, dude.
That's me.
So I was still pretty small, way about the same, but I had like the ultimate dad bod. I mean, I was just skinny, and in my family, we gain weight. The men, we gain it right in our gut. So it looks like we have a spare tire.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And I was just living life, and I go to the doctor one day, and I'm pre-diabetic. And my A1C or whatever it's called was like 5.5, I think it was. I think once it gets 6, you're diabetic or whatever. I'm like, how? I'm skinny. And so we got into that. I'm like, she was like, you got to do something. And deep down, most people know what they should or shouldn't eat anyway. I'm like, I mean, I know I shouldn't be eating tons of sugar. So let's just say brownies and Twinkies and, donuts and stuff. I know I shouldn't be eating that. So
good though.
But then what happened? They are. Well, I say that. I love donuts. I love donuts as a kid.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is I think it's through the eyes of a child kind of a feeling, you just think a house is so big or a person's so big.
Yeah.
Because you're a child, then you'll try that. Like if I haven't had a donut in forever, but if I go try a donut, it'll be good, but I'm not gonna be like, where are the sparks at?
It's not what you remember it.
Yes. But still in my mind though, but if I start eating donuts again, man, donuts are so good. No, they're
not really.
I mean, but there are some that are really good, but it's not like it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I needed I need some motivation. I need some trash talking in my life. I have this buddy of mine, He is a buddy of mine. But he went to school with my daughter. All right. His name's Derek Martinez. All right. And we're always talking about working out and stuff. And he was an athlete back in the day. And he looks just like Pat Mahomes, by the way. He dressed up with Pat Mahomes for Halloween last year. It's hilarious. But anyway, I said, hey, dude, you want to get into like some kind of fitness contest with each other? He's like, yeah. I knew he'd buy it.
Yeah.
And I said, let's just, whoever can get abs first wins. I can't remember what we bet.
Yeah.
So I went on his stupid Facebook page and I got pictures of him. All right. And just stupid pictures of him. And I printed them out. And I had this shed out the back of my house.
Yeah.
And it was I called it the man cave. All right. But it was just a sweat box. And I hung them pictures up and I just said, beat Derek. All right. And I kid you not, I would see him driving down the road. And I posted this on my Facebook here a few months ago. I pull up beside him. And of course, he just starts flexing at me and stuff. And I was very verbal back then. I'm like, listen, I know I'm 20 years older than this kid. I go, but I will beat him because kids, they can't stick to nothing.
Yeah.
All right. You got me. And plus, pre-diabetic. I don't know what you call that, but I don't want to be a diabetic.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a little bit more. had the cops in the window pulling me over. So I got to straighten up. And so anyway, so that's how I got started. And so I start working out on my own, and I dropped like 15 pounds pretty fast. But man, I'm scrawny little thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I heard about this CrossFit stuff. I'm like, dude, everybody does that. That's jacked. I want to do that. Yeah, I just couldn't find it. And I had a friend of mine in Tishomingo. He got certified with CrossFit. He said, he got his L1's what he got. I didn't know what it was back then. And so I started driving Tishomingo, and he started training me. Oh, dude, I was brutal, man. It was horrible. I didn't even know what I was doing. And I still might have those notes somewhere. I'd write down all my workouts.
Yeah.
But it was so bad. This is how stupid I was. I would walk in, and I go, is this all we're doing today? Where's the real workout? And then he just kind of grinned and, all right, go. And then I'm just dying. I can't finish the workouts. I'm like, this is embarrassing. And so, but I'm actively working out. And then my kids went to school at Kingston, and there's this girl that used to work for me. I hadn't seen her in several years. Okay. Matter of fact, it's Audrey's sister. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And we're at school one day together, and I go, oh my God, what happened to you? She just looked amazing. All right. I'm working out with my sister, and so, and it's just pretty tough. I go, well, I want to go. You can do that. I want to do that. Yeah. And so, that's whenever I first met Sarah. And so, me and Sarah, we're working out all the time. All right. I'm like, oh, this is fun. All right. And she taught me a lot. She taught me so much. And then, I was in the daycare business, and then I had a building, and then I said, hey, I'm shutting this thing down. You want to open a gym? I go, I'll take care of this side of it. I go, you just help teach me to coach, and then we'll go in it like that.
Yeah. Was that in Kingston or that?
No, I was here in Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
I tried to peg the building.
I still lived in Kingston.
Yeah.
It's over on Arkansas Street.
Yep.
Now it's added on to it.
Yeah, that's where we started. I was with you.
You were there then?
Yeah.
On Arkansas?
Yeah.
Golly, dude, you are old school.
Not very long.
You sure you weren't on 9th Street?
No, I was on 9th Street.
Yeah, okay. You was on 9th Street.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. And so, anyway, boom, that's how it started. We didn't really have a clue what we were doing. I mean, when you know a little bit of business, you know some things.
Yeah.
But I had other junk going on in my life that's kind of kept me sidetracked. I couldn't focus 100% on it. But I mean, we grew, we expounded, and then we moved to 9th Street where you found us.
Yep.
And things were great. And then we just kind of saw things a little bit different on some things. And we just had an agreement from the beginning. If one of us ever wants out, no questions asked, just no hard feelings, just go.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. And then, and at that time, Kelsey and I were, serious. I was in a serious relationship at the time. And then, but what I did was I opened a gym in Medill. All right. And, cause they begged me to please come. I grew up there.
Yeah.
Please come over. They used to post a lot of videos, working out and stuff, on social media. And, but fast forward, we open up over there, and it's one of them. I had a list of, 70 or 80 people. I think I had 2 people show up. Everybody wants to, oh, you're really here? You're really coming? I got it.
That sounds about right.
And then you have some people show up. You got to work out while you're here. I just can't take a picture. And then boom, get these results. And so, and we were over there for a while. And then I decided to, and then I opened up another one in Durant, and I was driving back and forth. And then finally I was like, I couldn't get my deal to grow.
Yeah.
I needed. I was just wearing myself out. And so then we just put everything over there. And believe it or not, I still have a lot of the Medill people that were with me, because they drove kind of from all over. They still come to us now.
Yeah.
And that'd been years ago. And so, anyway, now we've moved. We're in our, I don't know, what is this? In Durant, we're in our 3rd building in Durant. Now we're in that old building's freaking awesome.
It's a cool building.
Yeah.
I hate they're painting it.
I'm so mad.
Why is he doing that?
I found out this morning. There's parts of the building where the brick leaks.
Oh, so he's got to seal it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
So,
yeah. Kel was making a joke about that this morning. because our building's white. He was like, that's a little suspicious.
Well, Kel, that's a primer. That's
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well,
saw some videos of Kel losing some matches this last week. That was pretty interesting. I loved it. I was like, why don't I was like, loser. Listen, he would crush me.
yeah, he crushes anybody.
Hey, listen, I love Kel. Did you know Kel and I work together?
No.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Kel and I, we're going back. We're going back several years. All right. Kel. So I used to train Ingrid Cole, who owned the Roadhouse here in Grant.
I figured that's where this was going. I used to wait tables.
Yeah. And then I was there. Then his sister came in, and then he came in, and it was one big happy family back then. Kel was super cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Waiting tables. I think everybody, period, should have to wait tables.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In their life.
And then Kel ran off and got an engineering or something degree.
Engineering degree from OSU.
They're going to come back and fight. But you're real smart. I loved it, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Well, like I love the community you've built. I love your passion around helping people get fit and just like the cascading effects.
Let me
people's lives.
Let me say something different.
Okay.
It's the culture.
Yes.
Okay. So you got community. A lot of people say community. All right. And you got culture. So what is culture? The community will always change because the community is people. People are going to leave. People are going to move off. If you can create that culture, then no matter who comes into that culture, that's what creates that community.
Dang. That's good. We'll stop there.
All right, brother.
All right, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Charlie will be sending you this podcast directly. So thanks, Mark.